72. ومن كان في هذه أعمى فهو في الآخرة أعمى وأضل سبيلا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, whoever is blind in this world, he will be blind when? In the hereafter. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about, what kind of blindness Allah is talking about here? The blindness of the hearts. The hearts. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a different ayah, He said what? Qulub, hearts, they don't comprehend with it. Another ayah, qulubun, hearts, they don't see with it, with the heart. Okay? You find that number one cause of death in the whole world is what? Heart disease. Heart disease. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying also number one disease which will cause people to go to the hellfire is what? Their heart disease. Heart disease will cause it's causing the most amount of death on earth right now, and the most amount of people will go to the hellfire because of the heart. Why? Few things. Number one, having an unhealthy heart. How? The heart is connected to this life. When you have connection of the heart is a spot, is a place, a sponge. If you worried all the time about this life, worried about collecting the money, worried about showing off with this house, showing off with this car, showing off with this status, showing off with this ilm, showing off for this Quran, I'm the alim, I'm the hafiz, I'm the billionaire, I'm the millionaire, I'm the scholar, I am. Just, your heart is something wrong with it. Once Allah give you something, your heart should be humble. The most humble, when you get more, you become the most humble person on earth.
That's true.
And this is very important because we see that everybody think like Allah give him something. He feels that he's walking on earth like, oh, nobody is the same like me. Habibi, we're all the same. We all came from Adam and Eve. We're all our brothers and sisters. So this is very important, and this is one of the biggest problems we have, for example, in Muslim Ummah. I came from this part. This guy came from this part. I came from this country. This guy came from this country. I speak this language. This guy speaks this language. Habibi, this is a test. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be able to test the people, He gave them different rules. There's different tools of the test. They didn't choose what you have gained, what language you speak. You didn't choose which place of the world. Allah have given you that, but He was testing you from there. So one of the most important things was the arrogance, the jealousy. Okay? Don't love to see people are in a better status like you. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have given arzaq to everybody. Everybody has his own different rizq. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have given every person, he got his own different rizq. So don't look with envy. Don't look, look, oh, may Allah make him increase. May Allah give him more. So on and so forth. So this is very important because, like I said, a lot of people need something called heart dialysis. Heart dialysis, like kidney dialysis, heart dialysis. And this happens. Islam already gave us this, but we have to apply it. Like, for example, you have to, like the Prophet ﷺ, he did what? 10 days of i'tikaf. It's called the heart dialysis retreat. You sit away from the people. ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب. Indeed, with the remembrance. You come here, you sit in seclusion, remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're sitting here reflecting on your zunub. You remember your sins. You remember what I have done. Ya Allah, please forgive me. Ask Him for forgiveness. Nobody's above Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy. Everybody did mistakes, and everybody will keep doing mistakes. This is the nature of us as humans. Nobody's a saint. Nobody has no. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, okay, the best people are the people who will keep asking Him for forgiveness. And then, yes, and the follow a bad deed with a good deed. Whatever, don't give yourself to shaitan want to have despair. Cover you with despair. Oh, no. So, and one of the most important things, so we said number one, the retreat, is you have Shahr Ramadan. 10 days. And all Ramadan, but the last 10 days is a retreat. You sit to clean up the heart, dialysis. You have the Hajj, you have the Umrah, you have all these good days. You have the day of Arafat. You have so many different days, and Allah wants you to change, to clean up the heart, to do the dialysis, change, to look at the world, to look at yourself. You see this Hujjaj, this is for the Baytullah, the pilgrimage. What they do? All dressed in white was nothing. Allah could have made everybody wearing the best clothes and everybody no reminder for what? For the day of judgment. يوم يقوم الناس لرب العالمين. When people stand, this is when the day everybody will stand up to Allah, facing the consequences. So you remember, oh wow, everybody will be naked like that. I will be naked in front of with the people in the Hajj. I will be like that. Why Allah? How I can correct myself? What I'm doing wrong? Give up. You're not gonna get the Jannah before you give up. You have to be, number one on the door of Jannah. You're gonna be asked what kind of sacrifices you have done. Okay, if you are trying to or thinking that I'm gonna get the dunya and I'm going to Jannah, no. There's a mistake, big mistake. You have to sacrifice. That doesn't mean you become a saint. That doesn't mean 24. No, you do what Allah, everything with the limits which Allah have prescribed. If you do this, you're gonna reach. But you have. This is because what? Throughout the whole years, we build the wrong habits. We build the wrong ideas. We build the wrong, being convinced with the wrong things. So we have to change those. Culture. It's okay to take the money of, inheritance from a sister, or because she doesn't belong to the family anymore. It's okay to take the money for an orphan. It's okay to do this. And it became, a norm. No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is big. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, they have put the guidelines for everything, how we do. So one more important thing I just want to focus on is what? The heart dialysis. All the time, ala bi dhikrillah, mentioning Allah. Remember death. The Prophet Muhammad he said, remember death. Why remember death? Remember this where you are in the top. And also remember this where you are on the bottom. Why? Because you are in the bottom and you have a catastrophe. You have a problem. You have a turmoil. You have a crisis. What's going to happen? Maybe everything is going to go. I'm going to die anyhow. How many years I have left? 5 years? 10 years? It's going to go anyhow. I'm going to be patient for that 5 years. They're going to pass. These years is going to pass the same way other years have passed. So you be patient. In your catastrophe, in your turmoil, in your crisis, be patient. Then you have, for example, a calamity, a wife which is causing problem, a kid which causing problem. How instead of being the rudest person or treat the person the same, no, you be patient. How many extra years I'm living? 5, 10 years more. Fasfah, be forgiving. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will change that forgiveness to satisfaction and happiness here and in hereafter. When you be on the top, and this is the hardest. When you be on the top in anything, you be the top in ilm, in Quran, when you be the top in the money, when you be the top in authority, when you be the top in, you see, one of the biggest problem is people fighting for power. Why we have all these problems in Islam, in the Muslim Ummah since day one? After the Prophet, after the Khulafa, what we have? Power. I want to be the king, and I need my kid or my progeny to be the next king, so on. You look at any country, what they're fighting for? Power. It doesn't matter how many people I'm going to kill. It doesn't matter how many people I'm going to put in jail. It doesn't matter how many people I'm going to starve. It doesn't matter how many orphans I'm going to create. It doesn't matter. It's all about power. And this is the biggest thing. Umar radiallahu anh, Al-Faruq, he's the one who had what? Intelligence. The guy understood Islam. Hazrat Umar, he understood Islam. When the power, he is the one who had the most expansion of the Muslim Ummah at this time. He was the king for the Amir al-Mu'mineen for 10 years. The guy, whenever he's humbling himself, he's going, we said before, he was going from Mecca, from Medina to Jerusalem to get the victory, to get the keys of Jerusalem. Wearing what? wearing a dress have 17 patches on it. He will have the camel or the horse he was riding, he will alternate between him and his servant. La ilaha illallah. He understood that he's not doing this for the people, he's doing this for Allah. For himself. He's trying to discipline. It's all about discipline. It's all about restraining yourself. Because if you leave yourself is gonna go what? Wild. I am. And the biggest killer to the heart, becoming unjust. Becoming unjust. Because little by little, when you are unjust, you see all these leaders, all these people who are you talking to them, oh, these people are suffering. They don't care because the heart is dead already. Because injustice, you can become injustice create death of the heart. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet alayhi salam, he said what? That the dua, that the supplication of the person who became persecuted, who injustice was afflicted against him, what happened? Is 100% guaranteed. You know, when he says something about this, it's 100%. Even if he's not even mu'min, even if he's a kafir, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will answer him because he doesn't like injustice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is a very important thing because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, من كان فيه هذه ومن كان فيه هذه أعمى فهو في الآخرة أعمى وأضل سبيلا. Indeed, he will be, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring him back in the hereafter blind. وأضل سبيلا. Indeed, he will be in the wrong way in the hellfire. وإن كادوا, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is turning to the Prophet Muhammad alayhi wasallam. He said to anybody, this is to the Prophet and to anybody, وإن كادوا لا يفتنونك عن الذي أوحينا إليك. They will try to give you any kind of temptations. Oh, you want the best wife among us? Here you go. You want the money? Here you go. We'll make you the richest. That's what the kuffar of Makkah came. Same thing with anybody. This is not just for the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam. The Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam, he passed away, inshallah, and he will go to the best place in Jannah. This is for us. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, you will be tested too. You people who can try to offer you a bribe. You people who are going to try to offer you money here, money there, so you can change your values, Islamic values. You didn't change what you have signed for. When you say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, you signed the contract with Allah and His Messenger to do what Allah says and His Messenger said. They will try to let you preach that contract. That is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to the Prophet Muhammad. لِتَفْتَرِ عَلَيْنَا غَيْرُ. So you can change it. وَإِذًا لَاتَّخَذُوكَ خَلِيلًا. And then, brother, you know, we have, the work is having a party, end of the year party. Brother, you know, you're our fellow worker for the year. Come and enjoy, you know. Oh, I'm going to go, but I'm not going to drink. I'm going to go, I'm not going to look. I'm going to go, but I'm not going to see anything. Try to, you basically committing, it's just the shaitan, the devil is trying to play the game with you. I'm sorry. Have some kind of respect for this religion. I'm sorry, I cannot go. Something like that. So the little by little, things change. The shaitan is trying to slippery slope. Yeah, shaitan is trying to play the game. So the same thing with the Prophet ﷺ. They will take you as a friend. You know, if you become like them, oh yeah, hi, every day, oh hug here, hug there, friend. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, no, you have to obey, or have to abide yourself with what I have given you. Oh, Prophet of Allah. And for everybody, for each one of us. وَلَوْلَا أَن ثَبَّتْنَاكَ لَقَدْ كُنْتَ تَرْكًا إِلَيْهِمْ شَيْئًا قَلِيلًا. Indeed, if we didn't give you strength, if we didn't give you affirmation, you would have went a little bit towards them. Why? They came to the Prophet ﷺ, okay, let's do a mediation. We worship Allah for 1 year. You worship with us our idols, okay, and then commit shirk for 1 year. So the Prophet said, okay, it might be like, okay, if they worship Allah for 1 year, maybe Allah will open their hearts the next year, so on and so forth, and they will become Muslim. Allah said no. Never give. Never let your Islam go. Never give just an inch out of what we have given you. O Prophet of Allah, Muhammad alayhi salam. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, قليلا, a little bit. إذا لأذقناك ضعف الحياة وضعف الممات ثم لا تجد لك علينا نصيرا. Indeed, we will have given double punishment in this life, double punishment in the hereafter. And then, so this is to the Prophet. What about us? He's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, if we jump to ayah number 79, رَبَّكَ عَثَىٰ أَنْ يَبْعَثَكَ رَبُّكَ مَقَامًا مَحْمُودًا. Indeed, he will give you high status. So he's already got a high status, alayhi salatu wasalam, with whatever he have faced in his life. So that's all about us here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, okay, so once you get the hidayah, once you know the Quran, once you know the Sunnah, once you know what Allah wants from you, stick with it. There's gotta be a little bit of a challenging, to give this up, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said he will recompensate you. He will give you even better. Otherwise, if you have the knowledge and you're doing the other way, and you're doing the opposite, the worst punishment. If somebody alim, hafiz, who's scholar, and he's not abiding 100% with Islam, double punishment. Here and there, double. Double means maybe it can even be tenfold, because he knows. He knows. That's the biggest problem. Big problem with him. وَإِن كَادُوا لَيَسْتَفِزُّونَكَ مِنَ الْأَرْضِ لِيُخْرِجُوكَ مِنْهَا وَإِذًا لَا يَلْبِثُونَ خَلْفَكَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. Indeed, they will try to irritate you. They will try to intimidate you, O Prophet, to get you out. This is a Makki surah. It was revealed in Mecca. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam a heads up. Okay, they will try to expel you from Mecca. He will try to get you out. So I'm giving you heads up. Okay, so لَيَسْتَ مِنَ الْأَرْضِ لِيُخْرِجُوكَ مِنْهَا. They want to kick you out. وَإِذًا لَا يَلْبِثُونَ خَلْفَكَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. Indeed, after you leave there or go to Medina, they won't stay there in Mecca, meaning Mecca, they will stay there only for short period of time. What does that mean? Mean that what the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam have left from Mecca to Medina, how long did it take for the opening of Mecca? 3 years. And he was back, and all Meccans became Muslims. Even they like it or they didn't like it, they became Muslims. So Allah could have made azab or have brought down punishment to them. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, even a good news that you're gonna come back victorious. O Muhammad alayhi salam. And this is another thing. Anybody, the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam, he said, any person who leaves something away, something which is not halal, something he has suspicion. Once there is suspicion in your heart from something, that means something is wrong with it. Leave it. Once Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, once you leave it, the Prophet Muhammad says, Allah will recompensate you better. Will get you something even better, because you left it for the sake of Allah, and you remember, you left it for who? Allah. Who's Allah? The King of the heaven and earth. Imagine you're doing something the King appreciates. What he's gonna reward you for? Multiple, triple, 100 times of that. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم.